Hey, what's up, racers? We got another episode for you. We got Big Mike, the ultimate co-host, as always, and we got Robrigo in the house, and we're going to be going over Pantheon. Robrigo, let us know who you are if we don't already know who you are. And let us know what you're working on, too.
Hey, everybody. Thanks, Al. Appreciate it. Good to be here. Appreciate the invite to come on the podcast, Big Mike.
Yeah, thanks for
Nifty
coming out,
Race
buddy.
is looking awesome. Mike just sent me some NFTs, so I've got a ticket and a pony. I'm looking forward to playing it. But yeah, what we've been working on. So lately, we've been building a wax game as well called Pantheon. I am helping with the game development and the NFT collection launch and helping integrate those. So through my company's Detroit Ledger Technologies and Facings. So DLT is building this game and Facings is using its technology to launch the NFT collection that the game leverages. So this is a PvP wax-based Web3 game. It's sort of like a poker bluffing game where you can bet your NFTs and you can try to take each other's NFTs through the gameplay loop. So it's kind of like a trading card game. You know, there's a little element of randomness, but you also have to make decisions similar to poker. So we're going to be opening up a beta test so we can get some community feedback August 13th. There's a Discord that you can join for Pantheon, which I can definitely provide links to as well. But yeah, this is a fun game we've been working on, and it's really been a team effort. Anthony Peltier, the client, he's really had the vision behind this game and found us through Wax. So the Wax team, introduced us, and the rest is history. So, and Lars, Kaminizu Shvat, and Adam Sword did the art. They did amazing on these characters, and there's different variations and rarities, and the higher rarities are stronger in the game, kind of thing. So, there's a bit of collectability there too for NFT collectors. But yeah, we're really looking forward to this. So definitely join the beta. You can get a free pack and participate, play the game with us without having to risk anything. Help us find any bugs with it. Help suggest how you think the game can be funner so we can launch a really fun game with the involvement of people in the Wax community who were able to, help us refine that and make it even better. Because my belief is, I know sentiments have been changing in Web3. They're constantly shifting. And as long as you can build something fun and engage people, then your product has a chance. It doesn't really matter what blockchain it's on. So we can still launch awesome stuff on Pantheon. We just have to do a great job on distribution and marketing and make it easy enough for people to play. Even if the sentiment around Wax may have waned a bit in recent times, I still believe it's a great technology for building games. It's best Web3 blockchain. I mean, there's probably a reason Nifty Racers chose Wax as well to base their game on.
Yeah, well, we chose Wax because we have a lot of Wax experience, and all of our smart contract experience and stuff are Wax-based. But one of the things that I was going to say is that the beauty of Web3 is that you can literally put any engine behind it, right? So you can always take that, move it to other chains, and you can nowadays with the bridges and stuff, you can move assets over there too. And so it's kind of a whole new world as far as that's concerned. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, I love definitely. That part of it too.
Yeah. A lot of our roots are there too as well. The community, we kind of came up around them too. I was just an NFT collector when I got started, So the Wax community has been good for me. And I agree with you. There's definitely a different attitude in the ecosystem right now. But like you said, the tools are there. They're pretty seamless. They're easy. They're quick transactions, low costs to do stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why anybody would sit in one place. There's a whole world out there, experience it all. But, if your roots are here on Wax, why not get started here? And that's, what Nifty Race is doing 100%. I have a question. Absolutely. So these assets, can they be upgraded? Like as you go, do they upgrade with XP, or like as you play the cards, do they gain more XP, stuff like that?
Great question. So I just want to level set and say we're building like a really core fundamental gameplay loop, but there's a lot of potential to add on to that to make the game really interesting. So we're going to be looking for community feedback on that. But I preface before I answer your question about upgrading the cards because one, it is an option, and we have discussed having a craftability element to allow cards to be upgraded, but it would be something that came post-launch to sort of keep things interesting. But I think where we're really going to see some crossover with actual poker, even though it's not the exact same game and we're using like trading card NFTs, is we're exploring some mechanisms with wax backing. So we want there to actually be something at stake in this PvP game. We want people to be able to win and lose. And so if we have different stakes where you have to have certain amount of wax backed across the assets you're playing with, or backing wax can change the gameplay somehow. Now, when we're winning and losing NFTs, we're also winning and losing crypto that's back to the NFTs, and that changes the kind of stakes. It allows you to create different stakes like poker games have, with high, medium, and low stakes. But initially we're still exploring that, and the idea is not to jump too quickly to specialize the gameplay loop, but leave it generic, get some feedback, see what direction the players want to take things into. It is an interesting game. I'd love to play it with you guys actually at some point. I have to clear that. I know we definitely can play August 13th and on with the beta, but I can't just send you guys some test NFTs right now and boot it up as much as I want to without running it by Anthony. So I'm gonna
for sure
stay in line. But yeah, it's fun. We're having a lot of fun with it. So
definitely looking forward to that beta, man. That seems fun. So I'm assuming there's going to be some sort of matchmaking mechanism that kind of like filters people, so you're not fighting against somebody who's like top tier versus the beginner level people who are just coming in. Is that
that's a great question. So at first the matchmaking will be quite rudimentary. It's probably going to be more like first come, first served. But, I do foresee, like I was mentioning, the ability to join different tables, to have different stakes, where like maybe this table has to have a certain crypto back to it. Maybe that table has to have other crypto back to the NFTs even. So if the Woofy guys, or if Dust wants to have their own table, you could play with Dust or something. It's going to depend on our ability to back all these different assets properly, which I know is partially there. We may have to do a little extra to configure atomic assets to do that. So long story short, I would like a quick join and match button. I would like the ability to browse through different games and like create a table perhaps. That some thought will still need to go into that, because we've really just been focused on the core gameplay loop, but that's definitely an area for expansion leading up to launch and post launch too, to have that sort of feel. So yeah, I mean, it's it's fun. It's going to be fun, and making games, just trying to do something different too. I mean, clickers, people have fun with clickers, but like Nifty Racers, I like the look and feel you guys have had, like with Wizards too, Big Mike, where it's pixel art and there's a lot of like optionality and stuff to do in your game. Like I haven't played Race yet, so I don't want to speak to it obviously, but I know Wizards was like a multi-user dungeon basically in Telegram.
like an RPG in Telegram kind of thing. And Nifty Race is there's sort of a clicker aspect where you like enter your horse or your pony every 3 hours. But then also like there's a ticket aspect where you're a spectator and you get to basically pick which horses you think will win. And that is very much not a clicker aspect. You have to make a choice and figure out what you want to do. So it's kind of
I mean, it's kind of the same direction you were going into with like the simplicity in the beginning and giving a good base product, and then allowing users to kind of tell you what they're looking for. You know, that's just where we're going for. I've learned that if you give too much in the beginning, you're not going to have anything to give later. Plus, too many mechanics sometimes turns people off unless they're like really into the project. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
currently, with everything going on, there's so much ease and access to these clicker games. We knew that adding too many mechanics at this point would, you know, kind of hurt us in the long run, I think. And then also in the beginning, maybe even turn people off because they have to learn a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, the more
know.
complicated you make it, usually the harder it is to balance if you're doing something that's kind of PvP. And yeah, to your point, attention spans, right?
Yeah.
Can we make it intuitive enough that someone can jump in and have fun without needing to study it, like to the point of it being painful, or needing to be a spreadsheet wizard just to like play the game right?
Yeah, totally.
What's the right way to play? So I see I have a pony and a spectator pass.
So if you go into the stable section, you can stake those assets.
Hmm.
Basically, once you stake your pony, it's entered. And then once you stake your ticket, you'll see it when you go into the ticket section. And it'll
Okay.
allow you to pick which horse you think that is going to win. Or you can choose a trifecta, which basically means you're picking first, second, and third all in a row, essentially, which is basically one of the hardest things to do in horse racing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I see. Nice. Yep, I see my ticket. It looks like I can use my ticket on level 0, but not level 1.
Yeah, so if you want to upgrade your ticket, you have to have both enough experience. So each level for tickets is 144 races, and then you need at least 3,000 dust staked to reach the first level, and then it sort of escalates as you go from there. Also, if you want, you can stake 100,000 dust, and then you can pick both a trifecta and a win every time, and that kind of doubles your chances
Oh, that's
of having
fun.
a good result. Yeah,
Yeah, gives you more options.
exactly.
So if I choose my ticket on race 2, I have to pick one or the other section.
Unless you have your 100,000 stake, that's correct. Yeah.
Oh, Horse Droid is a computer horse, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I can either pick the computer or this other user's.
Yeah. So
Once you
basically,
stake the horse, does it just randomly enter, or do I have to go under tickets and use my
so it randomly gets entered. So what happens is we have a 3-hour staking period. So basically, it's like race day, right? You can't just show up on race day and like enter your horse and then it's in the next race in 15 minutes. You got to like tell the organizer you want to enter, and the
yeah.
horse gets put in the docket, and then they print up everything, and then people can go. So it's like we basically create a list of the stakers. And then once that list is created within that 3-hour period, then the next 3-hour period is you get to pick which one you think. And then that's constantly running throughout the whole thing. So we basically have up to 8 races per day.
Ah.
Yeah. So right now, like since you just staked, your horse will be entered. See the countdown on the ticket page? It says 47 minutes. So your horse will be entered in 47 minutes into the next race, and then you'll actually be able to pick it.
Ah. Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for the rundown. Yeah, race in
no worries.
47. I like it. It's cool.
So
So the tickets let me make a bet, basically, on
yeah,
who's gonna win.
we call it a pick because you're not actually wagering anything. You're not putting anything in to get
Sure.
anything
Yeah, it's
back
just a
out.
straight up pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we avoid sort of any kind of gambling connotation.
Mike's very
stuff like
careful
that.
about the usage of verbiage.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I think Pantheon, if it goes the direction that I see, would need some level of approval. But
Yeah,
that's
Any kind of
like if you want wagering and poker bluffing style bluffing, like you kind of have to have that incentive structure, I think. I mean, you can play poker for free, but it changes the way people play.
Well, it's one thing if you play with actual assets, another thing if you play with like in-game tokens, so they're basically like Chuck E. Cheese tokens, right? And so that's kind of how
Yeah.
we work it for Nifty Race, is that basically everything's kind of Chuck E. Cheese tokens in game. And then once you take it out, then it becomes real.
I'm gonna pick the only user that isn't a computer on race 2. Come on, baby. Yeah, so anyways, we've just been having fun, heads down, working on trying to make things more efficient, trying to survive, building a lot of various software. We're working on our Block Explorer still, some updates for Wax Labs, various
What's
like
your
quality
Block
of life
Explorer?
improvements. It is explorer.antelope.io. It's OBE. It's actually skinned a few different places. Telos uses it as their main Block Explorer and has their own instance. We've skimmed it for other projects. This one at explore.antelope.io has some support for EOS, UX, and Wax, and Jungle and Telos. It's Open Block Explorer. It's all open source, kind of like the. So we're still doing some efforts on that, and especially some of the customized versions for some upcoming projects. Bought some new hardware, installing some new hardware for the BPs lately. Like just keeping things going. Got a new game in the works that we're working on. About to kick off development.
You guys run your own hardware, or is it all like server farm stuff?
Yeah, we don't buy virtualized. It is co-located at server farm, but we bring our own hardware in to the server farm, and so we're able to buy our own hardware and kind of tune our BPs and secure things that way.
And are you guys on location, or is it them that does the stuff on location? Then
we're on location. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, we do all of our own management and sysadmin and security and stuff.
So it's like semi bare metal then, kind of, right? Like
we pretty much are bare metal. Yeah.
That's cool.
Bare metal, but we don't own our own data center, basically.
Yeah. That's cool.
So
that you just get to roll into somebody else's data center and just hook it up.
We had a cool story about it. There's a guy we knew. His birthday was on the 22nd, but he passed away during COVID. He literally was one of the guys who got put on the ventilator, unfortunately.
Oh no.
But this guy was awesome, and he was our first data center. He had a little like bespoke data center, like hidden behind some shop in some nondescript suburb. And we met him. I can't even remember how we met this guy, but he was working on converting an old police precinct into a giant data center, and he had he was going to put like all of the servers into the server racks into the cells and shit. He had this whole police precinct he was like running out, trying to convert into like a tech center and data center. So that was going to be like our plan, was to like be one of his first tenants there when it was ready. But he passed away, unfortunately, so the project didn't happen. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. This bunkering up in an old police station and turning it into like a community tech hub and like a place for businesses and startups and shit, like Web3 focused. Yeah, it was a great vision. That dude was awesome. Ed Steele. Unfortunately, he was another statistic, but I thought about him this week because I have his birthday notification on my calendar, like somehow for work. Yeah, so, cool. But yeah, he helped us get our start into that world because he let us start experimenting with bare metal in his data center, and then we expanded out into some other data centers once we got our bearings.
All your data centers are US based?
Yeah, currently. Yeah. We've got some, virtualized services that are in different places too. We're like pretty hands-on with our stuff, so not too far.
Yeah, not to complicate things. You don't have to give away any alpha if you don't want to. But I heard you mention crafting earlier within this game. Is there any plans to reverse engineer some of the materials you know, some of the in-game assets and I guess farm materials from reverse engineering, stuff like that, since you're going to have crafting aspect already.
Yeah, possibly. That's an interesting thought. So having like the concept of materials that are used in crafting, like smaller components that you build up for the crafts. Yeah, that's an interesting thought.
Well,
the
it works
crafting
deflationary
system
if you think
hasn't
about
really
it.
been designed yet, to be honest. But you know, it's kind of like trying to make sure that this thing's fun, and then also thinking about balance, because there's going to be the PvP side. And so those types of things will be important for this game, especially when it comes to how the crafting system works, making sure it's still fun and balanced. But yeah, that's potential. You know, there's a potential for. I do like the idea of making the crafting system kind of more fun and involved, like a traditional RPG system too, and not just combining the pre-existing cards, but like you need to get some cards and some other shit and mix it all together, you know. So I mean, I could see that being adding an element of fun to it.
Make a big magic potion.
Well, yeah, because you could wait out like the results too. So if you reverse engineer a card, you know, you have a certain percentage of getting a higher material that's valued more, and sometimes you don't. You know, you get the shit out of the stick. But it works as a deflationary mechanism too for the goods, and you know, kind of keep secondary market moving for sure.
So
Now
it's
you got
like
more
the
materials out there. It's pretty cool.
reverse
I think
engineer idea, like you break down a card into materials, kind of idea.
Yeah, so if you end up with like a bunch of cards that are kind of like stagnant or whatever, then you can take those and then break them down into materials, and then that way you can sort of build them back up again, right?
Yeah, exactly. And now you have like 3 more assets on the market. Some of them are more valuable than others. You know, that whole situation. I'm a gamer, but like I've been gaming my whole life. So gaming is like, when I hear games, like I automatically go into like, how can this work? Okay, I see things. This game is going to be cool. I mean, I played Magic growing up too. I know this is a little bit different. So like I'm really into card games. Like I went through that whole stage as well. So seeing stuff like this is cool. I believe we did an interview with the guy from Mars. Was it
Thrive on Mars.
Thrive on Mars?
Hunter.
Yeah. He was introducing a reverse engineering aspect to his gameplay as well. So I don't know if you guys are on talking terms, but you know, he might be a resource for you as well.
I love that.
Because they're doing crafting
I'm
too.
definitely going to bring that back to the team to talk about as we get more into designing crafting too, because I think it is a great idea to consider.
For sure.
So like,
Are you guys using like mutable fields at all, like for experience or anything like that?
So at the moment, let me remember. I think we might have had a couple that were kind of like facing defaults. Like for instance, we embed the serial number into the NFT, so your mint number is on chain, because mint numbers are derived off chain. So we do some stuff like that uses mutable. But for now, it's kind of interesting. Like you choose a hand of cards, and then those cards gets translated into a set of numbers you're using in play, and based on which cards you put in, or what you choose to put in your hand, your sanctuary as we call it, some of those will have abilities that affects your hand dealt to you that round. So it's not like a typical TCG where we're leveling up and progressing on these cards. So it will be interesting. I'm really looking forward to getting your guys' feedback, honestly, because we have fun with it. And I think there's a lot of potential with the gameplay loop. But I think it does need some also layers added in too, to like spice it up a bit. And it sounds like you guys think about that stuff a lot. I mean, Nifty Races looks really well polished for doing like a horse race sim, you know. I like that where this is going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's definitely a lot more where that comes from too. Like we're thinking about it. We're going to do a business to business model. So any project, like my whole goal with this was to be able to provide utilities for any NFT on the Wax blockchain. So basically, any project that wants to come to us, we'll support them and be able to enter their NFTs in some sort of race, whether it's a custom race that we built for them or just a stock race, depending on what they want to spend and that kind of thing. But basically, like it's all about racing NFTs, and that's why I called it Nifty Race and not just like horse racing or pony race. It's like NFT racing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that actually. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense too. So you guys are going to basically be like a framework that people can bring their own collections to play this game with. I love that kind of stuff. That's like one of the things that makes NFTs so interesting, or like have a lot of potential too, is that crossover effect. We're seeing that with Meta Battler too. I haven't really followed them too closely, but the game Ultra Rare is working on where they're including a bunch of pre-existing NFTs.
Yeah, that's smart for this ecosystem right now, especially because, you know, like it's a small community at this point, or a large underserved community that's kind of being spread out now. You know, so collaboration here in the Wax space is definitely almost a necessity. You know, it's like we kind of need to come together and work together, and everybody can eat, or, you know, we keep doing it the way we've been doing it for years here. So yeah, I mean, collaboration is like the number one thing that I think Dust in general has been based off of. So that's right up our alley, you know, since day one with the collaborations with enhancers. You know, that was the beginning of that. That led us up to this path. So we're still going with that business model, and we want to serve the community first. But once we have proof of concept, we're definitely going business to business. So we want to facilitate a seamless entry for creators to come and create easy games like this, or find their path through us. You know, that's how these spaces grow, and that's what we want to do. Make it as easy as first, and then we can make it as difficult later. You know, the race game,
easy and
has
fun.
so much more.
Yeah.
And I mean, the tools are here to make onboarding easier. Like, there's always been this dichotomy between I can generate a crypto address and log in, the MetaMask style, and the Antelope style. I need this account. I gotta like create an account, right? How do I create an account? Fuck, I need some crypto. How do I get the crypto? Fuck, I need to get on the exchange. How do I get on the exchange? Da 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 da. You're like, oh, I already lost 95% of the population, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things that Facings is focused on solving, yeah, it's taken us a little while, but we're working on our sales engine right now, and I want to be able to onboard people when you buy your first NFT. I bought my NFT pack. I want to play the game. I got my account in line. When I bought my NFT, it was just rolled in, little account fee, boom, paid with my credit card, got my account, got my NFT. I'm good to go. I can log in. And you know, we can still make it a Wax Cloud Wallet or a My Cloud Wallet or whatever. So it's like dead simple for whoever they may be, who may not be Web3 native, but we really want these products to appeal to everybody. Let's get outside of the Web3 echo chamber and go find some folks that just like playing games online. You know,
if you watch any of our videos before, you'll know that like we've actually been kind of proposing that kind of model to people who are creators, and it's not, we're trying to keep it to ourselves, but we want people to have the illusion of Web 2 while utilizing Web 3 tools. You know, because once you start to explain that, especially to a creator, a business owner, I mean, on the base level, the community themselves, if they're not familiar with it, they're like, I'm walking. But when it comes to creators, they're already busy. They have businesses. So the more seamless you make that entry, you know, once again, Web 2, Web 3, but the illusion of Web 2, they don't half the time even need to know what they're getting into. You know, with the Wax Cloud Wallet, it's Google friggin' sign up. Like, it can't get any easier than that. And you have credit cards at your disposal. So now they don't even have to open up a wallet. It's all set up, like you said, for them, done all
at
that
you run a credit card to
transaction.
buy your account through the Wax Cloud Wallet now, or not yet?
Not yet.
That's
know.
what I'm trying to get us to sooner than later. I honestly think you could make a tiny little standalone app, just buy a wax account with a credit card.com
Well, but
and
you know
use
what
that
also you
sales
do?
infrastructure.
You know what you also do, and this is something that we had Mike D on the show a couple weeks ago. And we were talking about this with him, and he was mentioning how like we're always chasing grandma and like and the card collector and random GPK collector and like why aren't we going after like the ETH people and the Polygon people and like all the Sol people and the people that are actually into crypto, like, you know what I mean? We're not really chasing that market at all. And there's a lot of money out there
Yeah,
that
barely.
like those people
Barely.
and they can't even like think about moving it over to Wax because it's just a big pain in the ass, right? So it's like, why aren't we chasing that market too? So it's like, why don't you roll the credit card thing into like also paying for an account with ETH and paying for an account with
absolutely.
Sol or whatever else, right?
Absolutely.
And roll all the keys into that same place so that you don't have to frick around.
That's what we're gonna do.
Like, just make it super easy, man.
But
like,
we're not going to be
like,
the
Mike,
meta
quiet.
wallet
You're giving
that
away the
pulls
game.
all their keys, but we will accept all the payments. Why not? Why not accept all these major cryptos?
Gotta make it easy, right? Like, it's like, here's your keys. Like, you know, like, because I always go to the one
MVP
site.
is giving them a MyCloud wallet and letting MyCloud wallet do that heavy lifting.
Well, a lot of those people don't like
right?
they want their own on-chain account,
well, true,
right? They
true.
don't want a custody account, right? So
And
I think we have to give them that option.
We have the
also.
anchor flow too, right? If you give that option and make it easy enough to understand, all right, do you want my cloud wallet and here's like a benefits. It'll be
like,
clear.
Here's
like,
a key generator. Generate your keys. Put them in here. You're done.
Yeah. I think it's been actually hasn't been more simple than even today with the introduction of tapper games. I mean, if you think about it, you're now incentivizing people to watch videos or to do things, call to action, for instance. You know, a lot of these things are getting an easy button right now, and the tools are there, especially when it comes to Telegram usage. You know, when it comes to other chains and integrating other currencies. You know, X Rocket on Ton and Coffee, we did an episode on X Rocket, and you can send Ethereum straight there. And it houses a lot of those tokens. It doesn't house Wax, I don't think. That's the only thing right now that it doesn't facilitate. But X Rocket, you could even get your own token listed there. So now people can send their Ethereum, their Sol, their this, their that, and they can swap out for your token in Telegram and then spend it through that bot for whatever you want.
X Rocket's a Telegram network app.
Yeah, X Rocket.
Okay, interesting.
I'll send you the Ton and Coffee video because it gives links directly to that, and it also supports us because it's our link.
Yeah, please do. I'd love to check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's some tools out there that
blown up over there.
Yeah, I just don't know why they haven't implemented Wax yet, because I sent Ethereum to X Rocket and I swapped it out for Ton and I used it for all my tappers and I did all that stuff. So I think we're a hop skipping away from that, you know, being already here. They just need to list Wax, you know. Telegram has so many cool tools, but yeah, for sure. But when it comes to the point of sale for you, is there a way to wrap in that sale? Okay, they're buying assets for the game. And at that point of sale, can they click a box where it would be like open my own cloud wallet too? And it's
that's basically what he was saying.
Yeah, that's the idea. That's totally, you got it, Al. Like, if this is your first time coming and you don't have an account for your NFT you're purchasing to go into, like to enable that first time user onboarding flow and allow it to be a credit card swipe. You know, the tricky thing is we ran a credit card system for a while and it comes down to fraud mitigation, but like these NFTs are fairly small. And if you go the high risk merchant route and, you know, you have these smaller NFT transactions and you put same limits, there's things you can pepper in. Like, it's a tricky point because they're trying to enable this easier usability in Web3 without completely neutering Web3 too, to your point, Big Mike, and allowing people to still bring their own keys. And it's tricky because, like, how do you do anti-fraud? Well, you get more info about the user. You KYC them. You do you really want to lock it down. So it gets tricky. I mean, there's a reason Wax stopped doing credit cards, even though they went that route initially. I think they realized that they didn't want to put up with the challenges, but I still think it's a worthy goal, because how are we going to make the bridge over if we don't have these bridges? I mean, we can make really badass products, but we're still on our own island until we have those bridges in.
Yeah. And is your plan to have it so that it's like an open network? So you're actually creating Wax accounts instead of like Funko stuff. Like they kind of have their own contract that's sort of like everything.
I don't want to do it like that.
Like
honestly,
all
I
packaged into one, and then you can't really interact with the chain with it. Like I don't like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can appreciate why they may have made those like kind of more restricted accounts for whatever their maybe legal needs were and shit.
Yeah.
But like for me, no, I want to keep it simple. I just want I want this to be your ticket into the ecosystem, and then you can move around, you know? Like if we can help onboard people through a product like Pantheon, and then they find Nifty Racers and other games they like too, or you know, maybe they like GPK, or we just need more people in
I want to race some GPK.
Dude, me too. That sounds awesome. I'm in.
Yeah.
We should actually make a little mini event.
Oh, we're gonna do that.
Hype up the GPK people.
Yeah, totally.
That's how we really got to know each other, was through GPK. I'm pretty sure we may have seen each other around a bit before that too, but
yeah,
it's like where we really connected.
Yeah. Robrigo and I have like I have a special group just for like garbage pail kids, like OG collectors essentially. So people that were involved in Series 1, and we all got to be friends. And then there was like a public room, and it was super annoying because there's all these like weird people, and I was kind of like, why don't we create a private group? So we have this little private group that we all chatted. And
it's great.
It's very non-GPK anymore. It's sort of more general crypto, but like we all sort of have our roots there. So it's pretty cool.
Here's still trying to do a trade with you, isn't he?
Yeah, Kier wants to trade some non-liquid assets for some non-liquid assets and like break up my amazing like low mint collection. And I'm just kind of like, not really interested in that, bro. Like, if you want to send me some cash, I might be like persuaded a little bit more, you know.
Tell him I got some cool Tiger King NFTs if he's interested.
Oh yeah, everybody, we're all interested in those Tiger King NFTs, baby.
Tiger King packs. I think I have some of the Tiger Claws too. I've got one of every Series 1 except for all the collectors.
Nice. Yeah, I don't have
got
collectors.
The full sketch set. That was my pinnacle.
That's awesome. I just went for the low mint. That was my thing. Just chase low mint like a motherfucker.
We should still do a Tiger King burn event. I've been thinking about it for years.
That'll be fun. For sure. I'll keep trying to find
available for that anytime. I'm available for that Tiger King burn anytime. Just let me know. I've got a fat stack.
It's sweet. Perfect. Yeah, let's destroy them. What do you need those for?
I keep telling him that like 5 years down the line, all of a sudden it'll become popular, and then he'll be like, I burnt all my Tiger King NFTs.
Guarantee you, as soon as I sell it, he makes a comeback. Trump is gonna
the Tiger King. He's gonna run for president next. He's gonna be the next evolution of MAGA.
He's representing furries right now at this moment, and I'm not dissing. I'm just saying there's a lane for everybody here. You know,
for sure.
He could be, you know, that guy. There's more story to be told. You know, I have faith that Tiger King will make a comeback, and my GPK Series 2 will eventually gain value. I have faith.
Series 2 has lots more for potential than Tiger King. That's for damn sure.
I like Series 2. I got a good chunk of those too. I try to collect one of each.
The thing is that like
pouring over
real
markets.
GPK collectors, like you can't just go out and buy Series 2. Like it's not a thing. Like you have to work pretty hard to put a set of like actual real Series 2 cards together. So I see
The
that there's
closest I
in the
got was
future.
Sapphire.
Exactly. Like in the future, there's some potential for that. I think it's just sort of that market quite isn't quite there yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and yeah, I just feel like sticking around and having fun. I got like 10,000 NFTs in my account. I need to fucking use them more.
Oh man.
When's
Same.
Dark Country gonna pop off? I've got like their rarest shit. I'm waiting for Dark Country still.
Does anybody need any Ken
When's
Bozak
my
NFTs?
cogs
I've got a
gonna
ton of
go on
those.
sale?
Oh man.
I've got a gang of Ken Bozak NFTs if anybody's interested. They're classics.
Oh yeah, dude, I got some Ken Bozak Smurfs. I'm pretty
man.
sure.
Oh man.
Some
I think we're
Bozak
running.
Smurfs.
We're starting to run a little long here, eh? Should we wrap this up out?
We can wrap it up.
We can. We're just having too much fun now.
But
All right.
if you've never bought a dark pinup NFT, I'm pretty sure there's a fire sale going on right now. So that one's facing first launch in May of 2021?
Yeah.
Yeah, May of 2021. And there's been a couple launches, but it's just a bunch of art. You gotta check it out.
Well, we can have dark pinup Nifty racers too.
But
think about that.
remember, the doctor got kicked out of the GPK OGs group for looking at dark pinup NFTs. His wife didn't like that very much.
Oh my god.
Remember that?
Too funny. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm polluting the stream now with nonsense
Self-kick.
trash.
Oh no, man, this is exactly the right space for that, for sure. All right. Well,
we like
I mean,
to laugh here.
that was a fun episode. I had a good time. I think that we'll be seeing you more as the updates come through. A lot was definitely said. I can throw a million ideas at you, and hopefully it just, But hey, if you need some,
I love that.
some
Let's talk.
gamers, let us know. We're always here for the conversation. Can't wait for any updates. We will be posting any links to anything that we talked about below in this video. So don't click any links. Don't go searching. Look below in the description. Everything to Robrigo, his Twitter, Pantheon, everything he's doing at the moment, we're going to put the links there. So thank you for showing up, Robrigo. You were amazing. It was a very fun show. Looking forward to it again. Mike, you're always
Thanks.
a treat.
Love you guys. Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah.
Thanks
Anytime, brother.
for having us, brother. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care.